1973's Dark Side of the Moon is arguably one of the most popular and influential rock albums ever released. It spent 736 consecutive weeks at #1, selling more than 40 million copies worldwide. The creation of an album of such magnitude and popularity is something that most bands can only at best dream of, and if they're incredibly fortunate, they might have it happen to them once in their lifetime. That has not stopped Roger Waters, the former bass player of the aforementioned prog rock titans Pink Floyd, from wanting to come along and do another version of exactly that album. He says this is because he wants to see what the wisdom of an 80-year-old could bring to a reimagined version of one of the world's most beloved classic albums. Interestingly enough, I think another reason he wants to do this is so that he can lay claim to the whole album as being his own. In his words, he does say that it's my project and I wrote it, let's get rid of all this wee crap. Humble as always is our Mr. Waters. With all that being said, my name is Wild from Wild Wild Southwest Child, and let's check out a little taster of what we can expect from this reimagined album. The album is called Dark Side of the Moon Redux, and Roger has already teased a few little snippets of this album on his YouTube channel, and also even released Money again on Spotify. I've not listened to any of this as of yet, so let's have a look and see what he's been up to. The first video we got here was on Roger Waters' own YouTube channel. It just says, Dark Side of the Moon Redux, Roger Waters. This, I think, is like the promo for it. This is the first time I'm looking at this and listening to it. Let's see what goes on here.
He's gone and done it.
Has he now? I like the visuals, very Pink Floyd.
He's reimagined it.
Okay. Very much like the prism from the album cover.
He must be mad.
Oh, this is... Is this Us and Them? Ooh. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. The visuals are always amazing for Pink Floyd.
He must be mad.
He must be mad. So that's the earliest piece of material that I have, the little taster of what's to come in this reimagining thing. Yeah, those words sound like something that Roger Waters would write. For Dark Side of the Moon, it was their 5th album, I think it was, 5th or 6th album. And it was the first album in which Roger Waters took the helm as being the main creative force behind Pink Floyd. They decided to make him the primary lyricist, and he took a no-nonsense, very straightforward approach to his lyric writing, something which I really admired. I just absolutely loved the fact that he was just so direct with what he was saying. I'll be honest though, when I listened to some of his solo stuff later on down the line, I thought maybe he went just a step too far in that. He started sounding a little bit just... There's being direct, and there's using clear language, and then there's just not really thinking about what you're saying. But he was first and foremost known as the bass player of Pink Floyd. Now we are actually fortunate enough to have a full song here. We've actually got his reimagining of Money. Money is probably the most popular track from the album Dark Side of the Moon. From a music theory point of view, it's really interesting because it's in 7/8. That means it's got an unusual number of beats per bar, but it's also in swing time. And it's like da 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 da, but in 7, which is it's mad. It's a brilliant song, entirely driven by the bass line. Now, Roger Waters was the bass player for Pink Floyd, so I'm really eager and interested to see if he still makes the basses prominent in Money, since when he moved into his own solo stuff, he incorporated so many different elements into his music. This is his reimagining of Money. So we've still got that bass at the intro. It didn't have the samples of cash registers and things at the start, which was something... Oh, I thought I heard it there. Which was something that the original had.
Money.
Oh, good lord, a bit of Tom Waits going on here.
Get away.
Get away, baby.
Get a good job with more pay and you're
Okay. It's a much shorter intro.
Money.
What was great about Dark Side of the Moon, it incorporated a lot of non-musical elements into it. And Money was a really good example of that because it started with the sound of money, cash register, the chink of change.
Cash with both ends and make a stash.
And David Gilmour, when he was singing, he was a lot...
Cock, caviar, Forster, daydream, think about me.
It's a lot slower. It's a lot slower than the original. And David Gilmour's voice in the original one was also very... It was very powerful, it was very strong, it was very clear.
Money. Get back.
He's kept the lyrics the same so far. I've heard rumours that he's changed quite a lot of lyrics.
I'm alright, Jack. Keep your hands off of my stack.
Yeah, Roger Waters was never an amazing singer. Oh, that was unexpected. Yeah, he was never really known for his vocal chops. David Gilmour, I thought, always had a lot of great control over his voice.
Give me that dough.
So that's a line that's different. It was good bullshit. Now it's do good bullshit.
Fidelity, first class travel set. Think I need a Learjet.
I don't know why this is a picture of a dog's nose on the Spotify artwork for this. You know, I'm kind of here for this kind of scary, noir, bluesy stuff.
To hell.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. I'll read that again.
What?
Welcome to rooftops.
Welcome to Rooftops. What's that got to do with that? I do like the orchestral thing going on. I thought he was choking.
I'm sorry. I'll read that again. Welcome to the Starlight Room.
Welcome to the Starlight Room. I'm sure this all means something. I'm sure it's meant to be very poetic and interesting, but you're kind of losing me here, Roger. The great thing about your original lyrics was that they were very direct. This, I can't actually make any,
I'll read that again.
I can't make any links here. What's this? Sorry, I'll read that again. What?
Welcome to the underworld.
Welcome to the underworld. Welcome to hell. Welcome to the rooftops.
For tonight's main event,
Main event.
the heavyweight.
Come on.
Close swaddled in the cloying folds of fat.
Okay, I'm not a huge fan of what he's doing with the lyrics.
Fearful on his stool.
Okay, so
Through
we've
cold lids, he
already lost the sax solo, another high point of the original. There's no guitar solo,
waiters.
arguably one of the best guitar solos around
Of course.
in the original.
Seconds, thirds, and fourths. Click, tick like to his skin.
I don't know what's going on. You've kind of lost me at this point. So
Bounce
I'm going to go all the way through. I am talking over it for reasons of transformation.
for his crown. Puts out his pale hand
Okay.
to shake. Before the bout,
This has gone
champion
a
licks
bit
his sticky tongue.
Lou Reed spoken word.
Greed with cobra speed snakes out.
Okay. Bit of a... I just feel like it's going to go somewhere, but it never does.
Lights out for the kid.
Oh, that was a...
Grace and wit in that split second, plucked, sucked, dissolve, reduced petty bulk,
I don't know what this is.
digested,
Okay.
well satisfied
Well satisfied. Well, I can't say I'm too satisfied at this point yet, Mrs. Waters.
when the stool draws round his clock, breaks wind.
Oh, this is a bit of a live section that normally goes on this. Oh no, this is actually part of the original solo as well. This is so confusing. It's muddying with my memory of the song. If this is what Roger wanted to reimagine it as, I'm not sure I understand where he's at.
And a crooked grin. The devil
Bit pseudo
briefcase
poetic for me.
holds the Faustian pact.
Faustian Pact,
He
okay.
smiles, enjoys his little joke,
Okay.
because
Some interesting bass notes going
the
on there.
champion's cloak.
What? Trying to think what instrument that is. I'm sure I know what it is.
In fact,
I think it's like that. There's this instrument that you have. It's sort of like a bass. It's like a one-string bass, and it's like a stick. You've got a string there, and you whack it like that. And you go. Actually features in one of the South Park things.
money.
Les Claypool, another amazing bass player. Roger Waters is very good at his bass lines, but I feel like he's really reining himself in here.
Fairly, but don't take a slice of my pie.
We're 6 minutes in, and nothing has actually happened in the song.
Money.
When you have a longer song, you need to have some semblance of journey, but this feels as if he's actually just wanting a background to what he's saying, not even singing.
As for a rise, it's no surprise.
So he's kept some of the good lines. Some of the good lines from the original. That's really nice. That's really good to see. Really good to hear. There's no outro because there was no intro. There's no verse. There's no chorus. This is really seriously missing everything that made the original song so incredible. There was a journey. There was a lot of emotion. There was a lot of power. There was a lot of deep, meaningful things, and you know, good, well-meaning British cynicism in the original. This just feels like cynicism masquerading as poetry. And the backing, nothing actually happens there. Oh, something's happened to my screen. Clearly, my Mac wasn't a huge fan of that either. It just decided to cop out 5 seconds before the end. Overall, not a fan. Was not what I was expecting. I don't like note-for-note covers. I do like somebody who comes along and completely changes what the original sounded like, but keeping the original feeling, the momentum, the emotion, and the story, but just retelling it in a different way. This was butchered, but very slowly. We're going to round off with a short actually, it's a YouTube short, of Roger Waters explaining why he wanted to make this. Please do comment down below what you think about what he's doing here. I'm not just talking about if you think the music sounds good so far. Tell me what you think about his idea of reimagining one of the most seminal, important, evocative albums ever released by literally anyone.
Did I decide to make a remake of Dark Side of the Moon? It is the 50th anniversary of the release of the original record, and I thought, you know what?
50 years.
This record actually deserves a reimagining.
I would agree with that.
We could do a redux of this.
I do like the idea behind it.
The recording is more reflective, I think, and it is more indicative of what the concept of the record was.
I struggle with what he says there. If that was what he actually meant to be the concept of the original piece, it's just a bit too... I don't want to say it's too dark. That doesn't really explain it properly, because Dark Side of the Moon has a lot of very dark themes in it, but I don't know, this felt a lot more like hopeless.
People have to listen to it before they can form a view, really, of what it is.
He makes an interesting point here. Dark Side of the Moon is a concept album, which means that you can't really take bits from it and understand exactly what's going on. You need to have the whole thing in one go. You have to really appreciate the start to finish. Taking snippets of it is not going to give you a good representation of what the whole album is about. That's fair enough.
I'm very proud of it.
Oh, good. Let me know down below what you think of what we've heard so far, if you think that this was a good idea. Thank you very much for joining. My name is Wild from Wild Wild Southwest Child. Please do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys again soon.